All right, guys, happy Thanksgiving. This is a twofer. We have 2 doodles and my 2 brothers who also train dogs with me. So Cubbie here is working with Isaac, and he hasn't met Isaac before. This is his first time, and it's really good to have him know how to interact with people in a healthy way. So whereas he's a little bit insecure about strangers, having people walk him on a leash is really actually quite beneficial. So this is stuff we can talk about in the go home session on Saturday. So for Cubbie, being insecure with people, it's not necessarily a matter of having people tell him what to do, but just kind of walking with him and bonding with him that way. A lot of people try to bond with dogs by petting them and giving them affection and sometimes even treats. And with a dog that's nervous, that's not the first priority on their mind. He's nervous by you, so he doesn't want your love in that moment. And so that's a common misconception. So with Cubbie, working on, just structure with new people, obedience around new people creates more of a neutral environment. So we create different mindset versus fear and reactivity. We get neutral, which creates calm, which gives us confidence on what to do in the long run. So you don't have to be scared. You don't have to freak out. You can do this, and we're here to guide you through it. So really good for cubsters. Now for Winston here, one thing that, is really important for him is working on distractions. So when new things happen, he gets kind of squirrely and excitable and doesn't quite know what to do. And so in the go home session, we're going to talk a lot about tools and how they help him think. So a lot of his problems are just lack of thinking. So I'm going to pull a dog out here in a minute out of the car. And what I'm going to have Ben do is work on some step back recall. So what that's going to look like is when I pull a dog out of the car, he's going to step away from Cubbie and make him focus back on him. And the reason why that's really important is because we create that space for him to redirect onto us and stay focused on us. It helps a dog that can't think when new things happen, and it gives us good focus, which just helps our overall obedience. So healing. This is also good for Cubbie as well. I'm making this video together, even though 2 different dogs, 2 different families I'm going to be sending this video to, because even though their problems, the outcome of what we see is different with both dogs, the root cause is the same. So lack of focus, lack of structure, that we don't always get good behavior. So Cubbie gets distracted by things. It's the same thing when Winston gets distracted by things. We step away. We ask for obedience. So Ben, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out Phoenix here. I'll pull her out. Did you find a toy? Excuse my messy car. Ouse. Phoenix, come. Bring. Good. So I have Phoenix here. She wants her toy, so she's very excited. Now, a lot of the times that distracts these dogs. That dog's really excited. So you see right there, we redirect him and get him to pay attention. Now, with Winston, he can get pretty sensitive by things because of what we call adrenaline. So he gets adrenalized by step. He feels a little bit of e-collar, and he is a little bit overreactive to it. And so we'll talk about finding appropriate levels. And with Winston, it can be a little challenging. Cubbie doesn't quite have that problem. He works really well with e-collar, and not that Winston doesn't, he absolutely does. It's just sometimes it's hard and challenging to find the levels. When Winston gets adrenalized, he goes down on e-collar levels. When Cubbie gets adrenalized, he goes up on e-collar levels. So different dogs, but we still want to work on similar concepts as focus. So I have Phoenix here. All she cares about right now is the BALL. She loves it. She's a Belgian Malinois, which is short for psychopath. Just kidding. She's a good dog. She's just a lot of dogs. So she often will bring a lot of excitement out in dogs when we're walking, because she just has so much energy and so much, she looks calm now, but her energy is spiked. And so for some of these dogs, it can kind of create a different response. Phoenix, Foos. Good girl. So with Phoenix, Foos, I want to have her do some obedience around these dogs and try to distract them, because this is a very real life situation. So with Cubbie, he might get distracted and try to sniff. What Isaac's going to do is use a little bit of e-collar and guide him back into that heel. Foos. Now with Winston, we might do some recall. So dog's barking at us because we have a toy out, gets distracted. We might either have him be in a heel position, or we might step away and call him to us. And we're going to talk about that in the go home session. So right now, he's not giving us a lot to step away and recall. He's actually doing pretty good. But if he just can't function, we step away and we redirect him and get him to pay attention. Now, that's really, really good. And it's very relationship based, where he knows who's holding that leash. And so everybody in the family needs to be on the same page with both dogs. Very relationship based. Their heel, look at them, they're twinners. And these are my brothers who are twinners too, walking the doodle party. That's what we call this. Red doodles. So Cubbie's a golden doodle, Winston's a cavapoo. So different breeds, but they look similar, huh? Anyway, yeah, so hopefully these concepts make sense. Both of these dogs go home the same week. So we think Winston goes home Monday, Cubbie goes home Saturday. So both of them have been kind of on the same page as far as training goes, but been good buddies. They're good buddies. So they'll be sad to leave each other, but happy to be back home with you guys.